Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Eddie here. Welcome back to yet another video. And today I am here with the Mavic 3, and this is the Mavic 3 Cine. But the good news is it doesn't matter whether you have the Air 2S, the Mini 3, the Mini 3 Pro, any of the Mavic 3 series. Today's video is all about cinematic settings that you must dial into your drone today in 2023 before you start creating some cinematic adventures for your YouTube channel. Check this out. All right, so we are in December. Today is actually December 30th. It's Friday. It's right before New Year's, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna edit this video in January. So Happy New Year to you. Wishing you and your family a successful, healthy 2023, and thank you for being a subscriber. Anyway, let's turn on this drone and let's get right into my cinematic settings for the Mavic series. Whether, again, it's the Mini, the Air 2S, the Mavic 3, all these drones, you can leverage these cinematic settings. And I'm here today with Capture Life and a new guy that I just bumped into here in the park. And so if you hear a drone, an FPV drone flying over my head, it's because these guys are diving these cliffs right now. So let's power on this Mavic 3 and let's take a deep dive into my cinematic settings. And I'll share with you a lot of B-roll footage as to why these cinematic settings are very important. And I'm gonna go ahead and do a screen record here. So we're gonna do a screen record. And I've watched a lot of YouTube videos about different settings that you can include on your DJI drones. And I wanna first start by saying that this is all personal preference. Everyone has a different creative style. I'm in altitude zone, but I'm at 1,640 feet here, which is phenomenal. Okay, so before this thing cut me off, your cinematic settings is very subjective. And the reason why I say subjective is because everyone has their own creative style, and you can fly in any way that you wish to do so. So it doesn't matter, like which YouTube video you watch. I'll say, like, maybe pick a baseline and then adjust as needed. Like I said, everyone's gonna have a different shooting style, shooting preference, so it's not a one-size-fits-all. But today I'm gonna be specifically talking about some of the settings that I've dialed into my Mavic 3. And I'm talking about expo settings, yaw, I'm talking about gimbal settings. There's a lot that you can tweak now on this Mavic 3 following the latest firmware updates. So let's go ahead and dive right into those. So I'm screen recording now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go into the menu here. I'm gonna press, actually, you know what I'll do? Let me launch the drone. So the drone is in the air so you can see what I'm talking about. Now that I got my drone in the air and I don't have any filters on, so I mean, this is not gonna be like, this is all straight up auto, by the way. Now that I have the Mavic 3 straight up just hovering over us, I'm gonna go ahead and take a deep dive into these settings, and I'm just hovering there. But what I do wanna show you is, I'm in the wrong place, by the way. You wanna click on these 3 dots here to the right. I'm screen recording, so I'm gonna be showing you this on the camera. You wanna press these 3 buttons here, these 3 little dots, and then you wanna go over to control, and you want to go ahead, where is it? But is it button customization? Okay. So you wanna go into control, you wanna go to gain and expo tuning, and this is what I have. So you can set, one of the things that I do wanna let you know is that you can set 3 different types of tuning. You can set up your Cine tuning. As you can see, I'm in Cine tuning now. You can go to sports, or you can go to normal. I'm gonna be showing you my settings for normal mode in this video, and that's all I've set so far. I like to keep sports on stock tuning because I would never really leverage sports when filming. And then Cine, I like it because it's almost like tripod mode, but actually normal has some really cinematic settings tuned in. And the first thing I want to talk about is aircraft. So I left everything the same here. Max horizontal speed, I want to be able to go up to 33 miles per hour in horizontal. Max ascent speed, I want to do maximum of 13 miles per hour, and also with descent 13 miles per hour. I want to keep those at the highest. I don't want to, you know, really tweak those around. Now, when you go down to your max angular velocity, that is what you want to adjust. I keep it at 35 degrees. And as you can see here, it says a higher value indicates a faster angular velocity of the aircraft when pushing the stick your left or right. The range extends from 20 to 90. So what I like to do here is I like to keep the max angular velocity low, around 30, and the yaw smoothness at 80. And what this is going to do, let me go ahead and demonstrate here as I'm filming, is that you're gonna yaw very smooth. So as I let go of the stick, as you can see here, the yaw, as I let go, it continues rolling. It continues rolling off. So it's not a real abrupt movement. And I really like this. Instead of just you know, flying and stopping, flying abruptly, this is gonna really help you get some really cinematic shots. Let's deep dive right into the menu again. So again, max angular velocity, you want to keep it at 35 degrees, adjust as needed. Yaw smoothness, you want to do it at 80. Brake sensitivity, I left at 100. Expo, here's very important that you set your expo. So your pitch and roll up and down, I have it at the lowest possible setting, and then my yaw at 28. So when you pitch forward, you really got to move your sticks forward. So the whole idea of this is that it's going to take more movement of your stick in order to get your drone moving forward. So as you can see here, the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want to just abruptly move forward. However, if you push all the way forward, your drone is just going to go forward. And again, here I'm demonstrating the yaw. As you can see, I'm just yawing left, and then I let go of the stick, and it just eases on to your shot. So you really got to time it, or you really got to move less stick movement on your shots now, and you can really get some high value cinematic footage with these settings here. The gimbal speed is very important, and I have mine at max control tilt of a 30 degree per second, and the smoothness also at 30. And what this is gonna do is, if you notice, this is my zooming, if you notice, when I smooth down now and I let go of the stick, again, right? So I can be very aggressive and push it all the way in and let go, and you see how smooth it is? That is what you really want to achieve with your drone. It's just some really smooth shots, some really smooth gimbal movements, and I really like these settings so far, and I'm just testing it out, so this may change. However, part of my testing, I found it to be really successful. Again, to recap, what do you want to do? You want to keep your max descent, horizontal speed, and descent all at the maximum value. You want to adjust your max angular velocity to 35 degrees, your smoothness to 80, brake sensitivity, leave it at 102. And then you want to go ahead and adjust your expo. I like to keep my pitch and roll up, down very low, and my yaw at about 30. And then your gimbal speed at 30 for both the tilt and the smoothness. Those are my settings. So let's go ahead and capture some cinematic footage. I'm gonna leverage some FPV as well and showcase some examples of using this on the Mavic. We'll be back. All right, so that concludes today's video, and I hope that you found these settings useful. I have to tell you some impressions as I tweaked some settings today. You know, the rates I showed you for my expo, for my yaw, for my gimbal were all tweaked today, and today was the first day that I have been trying these new rates. I really did like them. But it does get some used to. So make sure that when you go ahead, if you are gonna leverage my expo settings and my gimbal settings, if you're gonna tune your Mavic or Mini, make sure you first try it in a wide open space, because the drone is going to be a little different than what you probably are normally used to. So my advice is to try it in an open field. Definitely not over water, even though the drone is not gonna fall because you made those settings. But you just don't want to, like, let's say, crash into a branch or something, and then it makes you, you know, drop into like the water or somewhere where you just can't recover. What's not risky is the settings that I shared with you today. I promise you that if you start with those as a baseline and then you adjust to your liking, you're really gonna see the difference of these incredible machines that we call drones. Flying cameras, like Billy Kyle likes to say. That's pretty much it, guys. I hope, again, this video is going to be edited in January, but today's December 30th. Either way, have a happy new year. Can't wait to see your content as well on YouTube. And I definitely look forward to the next adventure. And I got my guy here, Stevie. He's hiding. Stevie, come in the shot. I got my guy, Stevie, here. We're always on an adventure. And Stevie is going to become a professional cinematographer. Stay tuned to his channel. I won't give it up, but professional cinematographer here in the making.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm learning.
All right, guys, until next time, peace.